downloadable content,
microtransactions,
DRM,
pre-order DLC,
dislocked content,
blind, stupid fucking fanboyism.
Oh, and I'm just gonna put this out there real quickly. So I've been having audio issues. I've been re-recording this video 5 billion fucking times. It's my shitty ass webcam. So if you hear a crackle, it's because my webcam does not like me shouting or raising my voice. I need to get a mic. I have a mic. It's a cheap one. Apparently it doesn't really work that well. So what's up, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant. My name is Kevin. Today I'm late to the subject, but I'm going to be giving you my thoughts and opinions and laying down some motherfucking facts surrounding the ESRB and the PEGI whole rating for NBA 2K20. We'll also be giving you my thoughts and opinions and motherfucking facts as it relates to this article right here. NBA 2K20's loot boxes aren't gambling. Now, I've seen a lot of... I've watched, obviously, a lot of YouTubers and read a few articles on this subject because, you know, I'm kind of late to the game on talking about it. And the one thing that I took note from, you know, like watching people like Jim Sterling, Zhong Yang, The Quartering, to name a few, is I was quite surprised that a lot of them didn't mention one clear-cut basic fact from something is the main reason why both PEGI and the ESRB decided not to basically even bother seriously in taking the concerns of both parents and gamers seriously in order to reevaluate their rating. You want to know why? Let's drop some motherfucking mics. The trailer, and this is specific for the everyone rating, but I'm pretty confident that the video that was going around with the PEGI rating displayed was uploaded on the same day, you know, at best, plus or minus a day here and there. So this trailer was dropped August 26, 2019. The release of NBA 2K is September 6, 2019. Obviously, it's already happened. That's 12 days. 12 days. ESRB, they were pretty much incognito, not really talking or responding to anybody. The ESRB assigns age and content rating based on the final content of a game and the context in which it is presented to the player. Content shown in trailer does not factor into our rating assessments. I wanted to read that part because that's the really important part. Content shown in trailer does not factor into our rating assessments. Both ESRB and the PEGI, I'm just going to refer to them both as the rating boards because it's like I want to sit here and say ESRB and PEGI, all right? The rating boards both basically came out with the same excuse. They don't rate a game based on trailers, with which nobody ever actually asked them to do that. Nobody ever suggested that they do that. They came to that asinine assumption all on their own. And the real reason why they did it was because it was nothing but an excuse. And the PEGI, they basically came out with the same excuse as well, but they also added in that they would have to wait until the release of the game. If they decided to reevaluate it, they would take a look at it, which was a load of shit. Why? Because of the numbers that I just fucking gave you earlier. The trailer dropped August 26th. The release, September 6th. That's a 6-day expansion. I'm surprised that no other YouTuber brought this up or any game journalist. Do you honestly really think that 2K would have even allowed the game to be reevaluated because obviously the CEO or somebody at 2K is a board member of the ESRB? And I'm pretty confident that both the ESRB and PEGI have some kind of communication with each other. So do you honestly really believe that they would have done anything? Because it would have cost 2K money. If they had done their job honestly and the right way, reevaluated the game based on the content found within the trailer, to which I will also state, again, this is 12 days before the game is supposed to be released. This means that the cases and the artwork has already been manufactured. If it's not being shipped out, it's sitting somewhere to be shipped out. If it's already been shipped out, then it's sitting in a warehouse in the stores that are going to be selling it. This is 12 days before release, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot sit here and tell me that the ESRB especially the excuse that PEGI used when they basically stated that they would have to wait until the game came out because what's in the trailer may not end up in the final product. This is 12 days before the release of the game. These are already manufactured. I mean, they have to ship these out. I mean, does PEGI and the ESRB honestly think that gamers and parents are this stupid? I mean, well, there was a lot of YouTubers that didn't point this out, but, you know, maybe they were just caught up in the moment, and maybe they didn't realize it. Maybe they didn't notice it. But it was literally only 12 days. Yes, this isn't NBA 2K, but I'm holding it as an example. It was only 12 days before the release of the game. What this inherently means, if both PEGI and ESRB had done their job the correct way, reevaluated, and then actually decided to change the rating, this means they now have to recall all of the stuff they manufactured and or possibly shipped out to the stores or warehouses, and it gets back. Then they have to remanufacture new cover art with the new rating on it. And then, of course, they also have another dilemma after that, and that dilemma is whether or not they already knew what was in this game. That's another thing. Both PEGI and the ESRB, they've already looked at this game. They know what's in it. They knew that those mechanics were in it, but instead they deflected and made excuses to abide them time for the release date, because now the game is released and they don't have to do anything. Because if they would have done something within the 12 days, the game would have had to have been delayed in order to remanufacture the cover art for those games. It would have cost 2K time and money that they clearly did not want to spend. And seeing as how one of them is actually on the board for the ESRB, it makes a lot of sense. And it just goes to show you the corruptness of the ESRB and PEGI. They don't really care about the safety of children. They don't really care about the concerns of parents. Because if they did, they would have took this whole situation seriously. But instead, 12 days to release, that's going to cost too much money. Parents can go suck a dick. That's basically what both PEGI and the ESRB told parents. Now let's jump into the NBA 2K20's loot boxes aren't gambling. Because, well, they are. So I've often seen, well, actually, let's read the first sentence. 2 years ago, the president of the publishing company over the NBA 2K series said they don't view card packs and loot boxes it offers as gambling. Well, first off, nobody gives a shit what you think. What people really care about are the facts. And here are some facts for the president of the publishing company of NBA 2K. Now, I don't know how it works in foreign casinos, all right? But 99% of the casinos in the United States, you cannot just walk in with a wad of cash and sit down at a poker table or a wad of quarters and walk up to a slot machine. You have to turn that money into the in-house casino money via poker chips and tokens and or coins that work in their slot machines. This is the same principle when it comes to loot boxes. You can't buy loot boxes directly with cash. You have to purchase the publisher and or developer's in-game premium currency. That is literally the similarity between a casino and premium currency. Literally. They're one and the same thing. Now, you can then take these currencies, and in the casino, you can go and, play poker or whatever card games that require poker chips. You can go to the slot machines, use the tokens, the coins, or whatever they have for their slot machines. This side, you can then take your in-game currency and purchase a loot box, which plays in the same facet usually as a slot machine in a casino. And both of them, one, you're gambling on winning so that you can win back what you bet on your chips or your tokens to make more, and then you can go trade that in and obviously get more cash than when you came in. Now, this isn't 100% for video games, but it does happen, and it is happening to where you can actually turn premium currency back into cash. So that does exist in certain games with loot boxes and premium currencies. Now, the one thing is that you're still gambling even though you can't cash your winnings out. You're gambling on the fact of whether or not you're going to get an epic or legendary item. It's as simple as that. It is gambling at its core. You are asking people for money, so they take their money, they purchase your in-game currency, they then use that currency to gamble, just like they would in a casino, to win. The only difference is that one, you're trying to win basically more money, while the other, you're trying to win an epic or legendary item. And the majority of the time, you just get a bunch of commons. So that's pretty much, you know, my thoughts, opinions, and facts on that particular subject. It is gambling. And, you know, it's pretty shitty of both the ESRB and PEGI. This whole situation shows how biased they are. Because once again, I will remind you, 12 days to release. Did you really expect PEGI or the ESRB to actually do something so close to the release date of the game? Because that would have cost 2K money. And seeing as how one of those people at 2K is on the board of the ESRB, did you really expect anything was actually going to change? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. Again, I apologize if the audio screwed up at any given time. I've re-recorded this video so many times that at this point, I just don't give a fuck anymore. I just want to get it done because it's been a while since I recorded a video. And I was getting so frustrated that I almost decided to be like, fuck it, and not do a video. But I'm leaving town for a week, so I was like, I need to do something. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. And remember, gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts and concerns about the bullshit that is PEGI and the ESRB and the lies coming out of their mouth and their social media, you just might be a part of the motherfucking problem.